Kilo Delta 4 Sierra Italy Radio, KD4SIR.
Roger, Sierra Italy Romeo. What's the name there?
Name here is Scott in Evansville, Indiana.
Okay, Scott, let me look around here. Why don't you tell me about your antenna system? I'll look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Roger. I talked to you last weekend. Roger. I talked to you last Carolina. We just happened to put up 60 meter. I just happened to tune across and found you, and then realized that I didn't know any of my audio settings in this Flex 6600. And so I spent the last week researching it and getting the settings the way I think you'd like it. So I'm hoping you'll give me a good report and give me a good grade on my report card, and saying I will come visit this weekend. So we'll see you. We'll see how you like it.
Yes, sir. Well, what you got is sounding pretty good there. I would double check to be I'm sure that I was in that 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth that will allow your transmitter to perform at its best. Roger.
Yep, that was the first thing I found, and then I found there was a DEXP that got rid of background noise, and then I adjusted my microphone gain so that I keep wanting to walk away from the mic here. I adjusted my microphone gain so that my ALC was at 30%, and then turned my processor on, and then I got my EQ set up here. I noticed I'm having to get back on the mic a little bit. I wasn't talking into the mic before I was back, but my EQ is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wide, and I have it. The 63 is at -10. The 125 is at -2, the 250 is at -1, the 500 is 0, 1K is at 8, 2K is at 6, 4K is at -1, and 8K is at -10. So I'm hoping that's what I've been recording myself at, and what I think I sound okay. And I hope you give me an A.
Well, let's proceed on with our setup there. You are in that 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth. Let's move to our compressor on and add a 3 out of 10, 30 out of 100, depending on how the compressor processor is labeled. Roger?
Roger. The processor in the Flex Radio has got a normal, a DX, and a DX Plus, and I just leave it at normal. This is what it sounds like when it's turned off, and when I turn it back on, this is what it sounds like.
Not much difference, but just leave it in normal. Leave it in normal. Then proceed to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you say the magic word audio, spoken just as you would speak any other word in the QSO, adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running 2/3 or 7, depending on which one comes first.
Roger. I had set it, I realized I had it a little hot before, so I set it at 58, and found that was the magic for my, I got to kind of watch not to yell in the microphone anymore because I'm right up on it right now. I had learned that last week with you. And, but yeah, that's at 58 now, and I'm getting about 1/3 on the ALC.
Roger. Well, ideally, you want to be about halfway at least. You actually want to be to the right side of mid-scale on your ALC, at least to the right side, slightly of mid-ALC reading. Roger?
Roger. I'll have to, I guess I do peak at that way, and then so I need to turn up my mic just a little bit maybe. Let's try that a little bit. There's 65, 64, KD4SIR, and audio. How's that sound?
So I can hear you coming up, and you're still loose. I'm looking at your audio on a VU meter, and I can tell by the movement of the VU meter how it hangs as to what your audio dB strength is. See, a normal voice without any compression or limiting is about 10 dB. And as we close that down and at 10 dB, your modulation level is about 30%. And as we close that down through compression and whatever to about 3 dB, then your average percent of peak modulation gets up there to around 80 to 85%. So you start sounding much louder than what you actually are because you're compressing that voice. And I can tell by the way that meter moves as it hangs that you still have some ways to go before you actually reach 3 dB dynamic range. So you could come up on that level just a little bit more, Roger.
All right. Well, this is at about 71%. So I'm taking out my level says I'm redlining here at normal. But I do seem it's playing a little bit better. Does this sound any better?
I would drop it back just a little bit. I can hear it break a little bit now, so I would bring it back just about. What's your level now?
I was at 71, and this is at 68.
Yeah, I would run it right about that. And then move to our equalization page, Roger.
All right, go ahead, sir.
All righty. What kind of an equalizer do you have, sir?
It's 8 bands, and it gives me the frequencies going across. It starts with 63 and ends with 8K.
Yes, sir. Okay, I think we went through that before. We want everything from 1.4 hertz, 1.4 kilohertz to be flat. Actually, from 400. Let's make it 400 to 1.5. We want all those to be flat. From 400 cycles to 1.4 flat on that equalizer, because all mics can pretty much do that relatively flat within that mid-range. Where they have problems is usually at the top end and the bottom end. So we want to give that mic, pass on the mid-ranges and flatten all those so we don't start developing holes and hills. But right at, since you do not have 2.7, we're talking about the top end treble EQ, it'll be a game between 4 kilohertz and 2 kilohertz. So we're flat all the way from 400 up to 2 or thereabouts, and then at 2 we want to do plus 3 at 2 and plus 6 at 4, Roger.
Oh, okay. I have, going across on 63 I have negative 10, 125 I have negative 2, 250 I have negative 1, and the 50 I have 0. The 1K I have at 8, but you want me to lower that down to 0, is that correct?
That is a Roger. Cut or neither cut nor boost. It's called 0.
All right, that's 1K at 0, and then 2K is now at 6, and 4K is at negative 1, and 8K is at negative 10. How do I sound now?
Let's go back to that 2K. I want that 2K at plus 4, 2K at plus 4, Roger?
Okay, that's at plus 4.
And then 6K at plus 6. 4K at plus 6.
Okay, that's 4K at plus 6.
Alrighty, and why don't you tell me about your antenna system one more time?
Okay, so last weekend my friend WP9ONU came over, and I was asking him about putting up a loop. I've always had a sky loop and really loved it, and then I had made this Carolina Wyndham, and so he had me put it up. We just shot 3 trees actually, and put up this Carolina Wyndham because I have a gap antenna, Gap Titan, and it works well with DX, but I had trouble with North America getting local stations. So last weekend we heard you on, you said you were listening out of Louisville, and I was thrilled. So I'm glad I found you because I was always worried about the audio of this radio.
Yes, sir. Now, on your bottom end, that 50 cycles is minus 10. Is that a Roger?
Yeah, Roger. The 63 is at negative 10.
Okay, the 120 is where?
The 125 is at negative 2.
Take that to 0. Bring that up to 0.
Okay, now that's at 0.
And that 250 up to 0?
Okay, it was at -1 and now it's at 0.
So you're 0 pretty much down the bottom end there, Roger?
Yeah, except for 63 is at -10.
Try that one more time. My, somebody QRMing. We got them in every crowd. There's one of them. It's just a question of how do you get rid of them.
That's okay. I got an audio filter. I can't hear him. It's an automatic antenna or automatic filter. I don't even hear him at all. But my 63 is at -10.
Yes, sir. Okay. Go back up to the top end, and we're going to deal with 4K is at +6. Is that a Roger?
Roger. The 4K is at +6.
Take that 4K at +8. I'm assuming you have +10 capabilities, so 4K at +8, Roger?
Roger, that's 4K at +8.
All right, tell me the best thing you like about your radio.
The fact that I got to learn how to use it. Last weekend I learned how to use it. Last weekend when I found it last week, I didn't have anybody to go over the mic settings on me, so I'm really glad I got to learn that.
Yes, okay, take that 2K minus 2 clicks from where it is. 2K back, 2 clicks minus where it is.
Yeah, Roger. Okay, so the 2K was at 4, and now it's at 2. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I think that's it. Sounds good. And if you'd like to hear it, Scott, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. There'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2,800 Qso-Vlog aircheck recordings, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. And Scott, where are you located again?
I'm in Evansville, Indiana.
Okay, and your radio is which?
I have a Flex 6600.
Alrighty, and let me give you a little more audio. Now I've got a thing that I'm monitoring 6 different SDRs. Or actually 5 SDRs, somewhere around 80 SDRs. I have 5 displayed right now, and about 50 more pre-programmed that I can go to pretty quick. But I'll just dial around. I've got a chevron on the right side of my screen, and you can see it, and it'll tell you where I'm listening from. So just yap a little bit there, about 20-30 seconds, and tell me about something I don't know, and I'll move around, and you'll be able to see where I'm listening from. Roger?
Roger. Yeah, you asked me that last week. Listening from Roger. Roger. Yeah, you asked me that last weekend to tell you something. And that kind of, I think you got it. And helping people with their I really do. It made me want to get. I got on the Ole Miss net and actually worked 160 meters for the first time. I've been a ham 30 years and worked 160 meters last weekend, and had a blast with it. Everybody was talking about static crashes, but I didn't hear it. Love this radio, and I'm glad to get the audio finally set up on it. So appreciate your work.
Roger, Scott. Okay, sir, get the Gorilla Tape out and tape her down. Sounds pretty good to me.
All right, thanks a lot. I need to remember to save my profile. I didn't do that last time I talked to you, so I'm going to save my profile right now.
Yes, sir, do that. Boy, them menu-driven radios drive you crazy. Used to be, you would said something, it would stay the hell there till you moved it. I like those kind of radios. I hate those radios that decide they know more than you do.
Well, I do appreciate your help, and it's been a learning curve, which is really what I like about the Flex. So I'll let you help somebody else, and I sure do appreciate it. KC9VKV KD4SIR, Claire. Thank you.
Roger, Scott 73, sir. You have a nice holiday season, and we'll see you next Friday if you get a chance. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. My name is Jim, and if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.